Today's altcoin is Pancakeswap, otherwise known as Cake. Big shout out to Rowdy Dootoot, however you say your name. Thank you for your recommendation to review this cryptocurrency. This is one of the more famous cryptocurrencies that are around because of obviously the name, but this is one of the cryptocurrencies that have always looked a bit weak on a chart. So again, I'm always honest with my takes. I'm going to give you price predictions. I'm going to compare it to Bitcoin and Ethereum to see if Cake is a good investment or not. Let's have a look. Let's start off with the USD. Now let's just zoom in here on my browser and then we'll have a look a little bit deeper. So first thing first, let's start with the macro picture and then we'll work our way in to see where we are. A few things that stand out to me first. We obviously had this crazy shoot up from early last year up until the high, which was about a, 7,500% increase. That's what cryptocurrency can do. But unfortunately, we were never able to get to the all-time high again that we got into roughly at the end of April. And this is a big concern because I always say this in all of my videos, you want your cryptocurrency to be getting to new all-time highs. If it did not get to an all-time high in the second half of last year, that being August, October, November, if it did not get to an all-time high at that time and your cryptocurrency is still waiting to get to an all-time high that it happened in the first half of 2021, it's a bit of a red flag. There was plenty of money happening in the second half of last year. Why didn't Pancakeswap or any your cryptocurrency get to the all-time high? So in this case, it was Cake. It got into about $47, which is pretty high actually, and it never was able to get there in the second half of last year. That's a warning. You can see the volume was really high during that time, and then you can see the volume just die off and it never really quite got there again. So I always say this again, every video, if you watch my videos, hopefully it's sinking in now. Volume is really important. You can throw in all the RSI indicators you want, MACDs, trend line, whatever you want, any indicator, but you need to have volume. If you don't have volume, the smart money is not buying up your crypto, your currency is not getting enough of a spread, enough of a volume to make big moves. If you've sat there and you're like, why isn't my cryptocurrency going up? It's because there's no volume. You need the volume to come in. You need it to stay at that volume. You need that volume to come in, push those prices up, and that's where the money is made. The money is made from the volume, people driving up the price, right? It's just the ever debatable supply versus demand, right? You need that. If demand exceeds supply, price goes up. If supply exceeds demand, price goes down. So here, obviously, would have had a massive price up for demand, was never able to get demand high enough again. And sometimes demand just never gets there again because there are other cryptocurrencies or there are other narratives. So keep that in mind when you start thinking about investing into a crypto long term. What's the volume like? When was the last time my cryptocurrency got to an all-time high? And where is it going in the future? Those are the questions you really want to ask yourself. Of course, wasn't able to get there. Then we had the bear market period running from mid last year, around June and July. Of course, we had consecutive days up, a lot of up days going from July up until the high for the market, which was about a 173% increase, which believe me is actually pretty disappointing. For it to go from the low roughly around 21st of July, we've got another low here in 22nd of June, but let's just say from that price range up until the high of the current cycle or the last bull market cycle, which was, like I said, second half of last year, takes it to about 172% increase, which is right around there. Not exactly the best. There were other cryptocurrencies that were doing much better. You could get 10x, 15x, and Cake wasn't able to do that. Of course, once again, 50% playing out well in hand here, you can see multiple times rejected at the 50%, coming in at $23.60. So you can see rejection multiple times before fading out, wasn't able to support it, and then crashing down onto new lows. The only good thing here is that we had the low on the 24th of January, then we had the low on the 15th of March, but we haven't had to go to the 15th of March low yet, which is around that $4.35. So it is very crucial Cake does not break that level. And I've drawn a 50% here on the retracement to show that it should not drop 34% lower than where it is at the moment. If it did, it will have to go back lower. You can see just how much price activity is relying on that mark. If this market dropped, if the price dropped below that mark, the next lows would be coming in at under about $3 or under, and you can even see then we'd be going in down to the cents, and that would make Cake look really weak. I've drawn my trend line here. Expect a trend to change once we break this on the uptrend. So we are still waiting for that to come in, and that could come in around that $8.20 mark. But again, you're going to see this with Cake often, rejected at the 50% again. So managed to go up there in March during the mini altcoin season. Actually was able to find some support at the 50% mark on the 10th and 12th of April. Managed to get up there before inevitably clean cut right through on the 26th of April. Managed to sneak back up on the 28th of April. Immediately bought back down on the reversal. And now we are battling this 50% at $7.85. So I want to see Cake at least get past this 50% mark, break the trend, start going for that 0.25 mark at $11, 333 mark at $15, $17, and then $23. I don't see it really breaking those marks. I mean, the most I could see Cake going, and this is best case scenario, would probably be around the 2.5 mark, which is about a 40% increase from where it currently is. Best case, maybe 66% at $13.85 if you're really dreaming, 333 mark at $15. So 83%. You can just see it's really, really hard for Cake to push through these resistance barriers because A, you can see the volumes dried up a fair bit and the movement hasn't gone. You can see January lows have broken, February lows are broken, March low was the low. We've managed to go up there, but we're still waiting to be broken for this January low. So it's just looking weak. There's other cryptocurrencies that have still managed to go away from its January low, away from its February low, and are looking in a much more stronger position and actually looking like you can get more than a best case scenario 40% return. That's the way I approach the market anyway. Now let's have a look at Cake and compare it to its Ethereum value to see its relative strength. So here we are on CoinCodex having a look at Cake against its Ethereum value. So I ping all these values to Ethereum. That's my benchmark. If a cryptocurrency cannot outperform Ethereum, I do not invest in it. It's plain as simple as that, because you can just invest into Ethereum, reduce your risk, and get better returns. I say it every time. So let's have a look at Cake and see where we are. So here we are on 47 Cake, and we can see already completely bleeding out compared to Ethereum value. 1 year down compared to Ethereum by 78%, year to date down compared to Ethereum by 17%, 35%, 4%, 5%, 5% on those respective timeframes that you can see above. Looking weak compared to Ethereum. Now, I don't have an Ethereum chart, but I do have a Bitcoin chart. So if we have a look at Cake against its Bitcoin, nothing too technical, just some 50% on there. And you can see a catastrophe downtrend happening prior to the 28th of September. And you can see you would have just been better off holding even Bitcoin compared to Cake, because already you can see from the all-time high to the current low, you're 72% down compared to holding Bitcoin. So you would have been 72% better off holding Bitcoin from basically 29th of April up until now. So with altcoins, you have a very, very limited window of opportunity to sell out of your alts, make those gains, solidify them, put them to paper, real fiat cash, and then see what you want to do. But if you're just going to be holding out your cryptocurrencies, just hoping for the best, you're going to be very disappointed just because of the fact that a lot of them bleed out to Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can just see time and time again with all of my videos how many altcoins bleed out to Bitcoin and ETH. So be careful with your altcoins out there. Hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. This is a tradable coin. I would only be trading this market in and out using leverage or something like that if I did, which I'm not using leverage yet. But at the moment, this is a bit of a weak crypto. I have to be honest about that. And I hope you appreciate this honesty. And if it did, give me a like, give me a subscribe. And until then, everyone, I will catch you on the next video.